guys, welcome back to the channel. Honestly, so much has happened since the last time that I filmed. If you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it so much. In this video, I'm going to be talking about huge stressors that are going on in my life right now and kind of where I'm at emotionally, and some updates on things that I have posted about in my recent video that I have uploaded, like a couple little updates. One on being the gold car. Previously, I mentioned in my last current new video that my husband's parents' car had gotten stolen recently. Lastly, my update was that there was no news on it, that it only had been seen those many times on the traffic lights, and as of right now, they do have their car back. So it had went missing on February 4th, Sunday morning, and they found it actually before midnight on the 11th of February. So they got the call on February 12th in the morning to come pick up their car, and it had actually been spotted by a cop car, kind of doing like surveillancing the area type thing, and it just happened to like pull their license plate and it registered as a stolen car. So they called, obviously the tow company and stuff like that to come get it and bring it to an impound lot. Supposedly they tested for fingerprints to see if they could catch whoever actually stole the vehicle, but we are hoping that they actually do have a match on those fingerprints, because they said that they got apparently 2 perfect fingerprints off of the car. Cross fingers, hopefully, something comes out of that. Honestly, whoever did take the car did use it for transportation and probably was like the nicest carjackers kind of that you could get, I guess, because the radio that my husband had put in for Christmas as a Christmas gift was still in there, still intact. The only thing that was technically wrong with the car is that the battery was drained, was dead, and obviously they had rigged the USB up to start the car because they had no keys, and where the steering wheel is, underneath that little panel that hides all the wires and everything, were definitely exposed, but none of them were cut or anything like that. I guess that's the best news you could get from a carjacking. They did toss our baby seats that we had in there out somewhere. They threw away everything that was in the glove box, I'm pretty sure, and that was in the little center console thing that lifts up, and tossed out the seat covers that were on there in the car as well. They actually had a ton of stuff left in the car that they were carrying around, like old phones, new phones, a Cadillac emblem that they probably have stole off of someone else's vehicle, chargers, a phone mount thing, and a huge suitcase in the back trunk. So I don't even know what to say on that, but they do have their car back, and now it's just a matter of getting the key fob programmed and taking it down to the Hyundai dealership to get new security things done on it, and hopefully fix that passenger door that does not lock every single time. Another huge update on me and my husband's vehicle situation. Honestly, I just want to laugh because I feel like I've been really struggling lately emotionally wise. I know that a lot of people probably have it way worse than I do and my husband do. Everyone always has their own situation that's going on, their own type of stress that's for them in a different way. And for us right now, our heavy stress has been our vehicle situation, and also we're in the process right now of trying to find a house. With that being said, my emotions have been all over the place, a roller coaster. That's the perfect way to describe it. I have been super stressed, super overwhelmed, kind of sad at times. Really kind of just hoping that whatever is in store for us and whatever God wants us to be and live and everything like that, I just hope that all those prayers get answered, because I'm trying to lift some of this overwhelmness and stress off of myself. Because last thing you guys knew is that our car was in the shop and we were supposed to go pick it up. We went and picked our vehicle up. Long story short, they picked our vehicle up. Everything seemed perfectly fine at the beginning. We had it literally right before that weekend hit, and we were out driving around just a little bit to get a few grocery items and stuff and a little bit of things we needed, and we kept smelling this really horrible strong smell, and I was coughing because it literally smelled so bad and strong. I had to roll the windows down. We park and everything, and my husband decides to just like pop the hood to kind of see, you know, like what's going on, why we smell this weird smell and why it's so strong. People that were supposed to fix our car, that is like number 4 round of trying to fix it, literally left the oil cap off, and it was literally spitting oil all over everything underneath the hood. So that smell that we were smelling was literally that coming through our vents and smelling awful. It wasn't even super full. It also started leaking again underneath. Also, our fuel gauge stopped working. It was doing a couple other weird things that I can't remember. But it's just honestly like super tiring and annoying when these people were supposed to fix a transmission problem, and every time we got our car back, there was something else wrong that wasn't wrong before. So with that being said, we were stuck again without our vehicle again for like the 4th time, and we have been paying on it that whole time it has been gone and haven't even had it. So we were honestly just done at that point. So we were speaking to the guy that is one of the like people that work where we got our car from, and trying to figure out what in the world to do, because we're honestly just so done at this point, and it seems like our car is never gonna get fixed. That week, I had to see if he can get us into a different vehicle, basically do like a trade-in and start fresh with the new vehicle that's gonna have no problems, and basically just like forget the vehicle that we had. Be done with the problems because they're just never gonna go away at that point. Honestly, that was like the most stressful, longest week I feel like of my life, besides like obviously losing a family member or being very sick health-wise. Emotions were super high, and we both knew that we did not want to start over payments on another vehicle, because that has happened to us so many times before. Always happens somehow to where we're like 5 to 8 grand in on paying for a vehicle, and we always have to start over. So my mind was kind of losing it because of that, and having that thought of we're gonna have to start over. Also, I knew and did not want a more expensive vehicle that was going to be way more a month and way more for insurance, because in my mind I was like, we're literally about to be in the house process and trying to find somewhere to live and do not need higher payments. And unfortunately, the only vehicle that worked for our situation to where they could flip paperwork and trade it in and make it legitimate and everything was a higher price vehicle and 5 years newer than the vehicle that we had. We went from paying like $5 something a month for our vehicle and insurance together to about $1 grand for this new vehicle for monthly payments and insurance. Actually a little bit over. Kind of lost it a little bit, cried here and there. Very stressed out and upset about the whole thing, because in my mind I wouldn't ever pay like $30,000 to $50,000 for a vehicle. Just kind of where I was in my mind space and everything, and I was just super upset because I knew that this would put like a huge wrench in our house buying process, how much we can afford, how much we can pay a month, and everything like that. Devastation was so real. I still am trying to come to terms with the fact that we're about to have to pay so much money for this vehicle, especially it being mostly my husband until I can bring in income myself. There's already something a little bit wrong with this vehicle that we have now, possibly, so I don't understand our luck with vehicles, but I wished it would be up from here and get better. Dental things from my appointment that I went to see about my braces process and everything like that. Insurance did cover a huge portion of the amount off of braces. It did cover a huge portion of ortho. So moving forward next month, I am gonna officially have braces on, which is so weird to even say out loud or think about. The man actually said that I do have slight bone issues with my mouth. It's not significant enough to where they like need to break my jaw or anything like that to make everything align better, thank God, because I was like, I ain't probably gonna do it if it needed to happen, because that sounds literally insane. He also told me at the beginning, based off of my x-rays, that he may need to remove 2 top teeth to make this situation happen, and I was like, No one has ever said that to me, so that part kind of freaked me out. I went ahead and stopped looking at my x-rays and then looked in my mouth and everything, and then decided never mind. I do not have to remove those 2 teeth. I think everything will kind of work out how it needs to work out. Also said that there was 2 complications of this process, which one I already knew about. Obviously, how my tooth is positioned up there, I could have possible root damage on that tooth and my front tooth. He was like, in this process, it would be a huge watch game and make sure that that doesn't happen as they start pulling it down into that space. Knew that this was going to be like a 2 to 3 year process to pull it down and be done. Said based on your tooth progress and how fast it goes, you could have the braces on 6 months or close to 12 months before we even do the surgery to start bringing that canine down. Said the other complication would be that my impacted canine is attached or infused to bone up there, and if that's the case, then they are literally gonna have to, while I'm put under anesthesia, pull it out and then tell me that they had to remove the whole tooth anyways and put an implant. I just literally love that for myself, because this tooth process has been super frustrating and already so long, and I haven't even started the journey yet. Also, we have taken our first house step moving forward, sat down with a realtor, and as of right now, I'm speaking to a lender, and we are trying to figure out everything house-wise. We have completed the first step. First step obviously being you have to submit an application to your lender to figure out kind of what you can afford, what bracket range you are in for house pricing and everything like that. Submitted every form that we needed to her, and right now we are kind of in like the process of waiting to see what we can do moving forward. So far has been so much information already, and I'm sure it's going to be like 10 times more than what we've already even got into with this whole process. I just hope that we can afford something that's really decent, kind of nice, and that we can be proud of, and that our kids can be proud of living in while they grow up. I just really hope that this house hunting process goes as smooth as it can, as less stress as it can be. It's like a 10-step long process of getting into a home. So honestly, the most frustrating thing about this is that as being young adults, you really don't know hardly anything about housing and what you could qualify for, what criteria need to be met, and the percentages and everything that goes into all this. I absolutely hate and can't stand that they don't teach you anything about this in school and how important a credit score is. Honestly, we could qualify for 2 different loans that we could choose from and that will fit into our situation better. One being a FHA loan and one being a USDA loan. They're completely different, and I will kind of probably put like a brief summary down here. I will probably list all of the loans that you can qualify for that they have as options to help you in the home buying process. Maybe some house hunting going down probably. May film some of that, I don't know. It just depends on how it goes with the 2 kids that we have, and kind of, you know, the realtor showing us everything and all that stuff. Be on the lookout for that, because that is coming soon as well. Now I'm just honestly kind of on like a struggle bus, and my emotions are all over the place right now. We kind of just don't know exactly like where we're moving to, what we want to do. Gotta happen fast, because I have to get our son registered for school probably no later than July of this year. So it's crazy to say that he's going to be starting kindergarten. Just my biggest stressors right now, trying to figure out all this housing stuff together with my husband and making sure we can afford everything, especially with this huge high bill of a vehicle situation now. I know that there's people out there struggling with probably way higher stress situations, like health-wise or being sick or just whatever it may be, and I'm sorry that you're going through that, and I will definitely, you know, probably say some prayers for you people out there that are struggling with anything, because no matter what you're struggling with or stressing with, everybody's going through something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of chit-chatting to bring you kind of up to date a little bit more from the last video that I posted. And if you could like, subscribe, and if you haven't already, turn the bell notification on so you know my videos are uploaded, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!